Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to go into Bitcoin. We've got a CoinsKid crew. So we've got another bullish close here in the 5-day Gaussian channel. Look at that, 1, 2. Now this is quite a bullish little statement from Bitcoin. What we do need to see here for Bitcoin is break above the 55 EMA on the 5-day time frame will really begin to confirm the bottom for me. 23289. If we start to see a close above that on the 5-day time frame, I think your next level of resistance is the median line of the Gaussian, which currently sits at around about 25707. I did post this on Twitter. This is what you want to see. Okay, we've got this beautiful rally, we're coming up, but we want to see consistent closes inside of resistance, taking out key resistance, primarily the median line of the Gaussian, and getting back above the top end of the Gaussian. This is a very bullish statement from Bitcoin. Okay, we have broken out of a bull flag, which I'm going to show you in a moment. We are coming back to the neckline as support. So I know a lot of people are looking at some kind of short here as a potential scenario. Like I said to you, a double top scenario. At the minute, the closes are what we have to pay attention to. We are taking out resistance and closing, okay, back inside the Gaussian. Historically, I'm showing you, it's not bullshit, it's not hopium. This V-shaped recovery closed back inside the Gaussian, boom. It was a confirmed breakout basically off the bottom. Just came back up through the EMAs, back inside the Gaussian, above the 55, closing it out, boom, melted out, okay. And as soon as you break out the Gaussian, you're confirming a big impulsive move to the upside. So, fingers crossed, everybody, okay. We've got a lot of resistance to get through. Primarily, I think that, one of the main resistance points and a closure above that I'm looking for Bitcoin would be that blue line. I think it absolutely 100% confirms the bottom, and obviously with that you're going to see the breakout and the follow through and busting above the Gaussian here, flipping green, because like I said to you, historically whenever this is flipped green after flipping red, it's always indicated a beautiful impulsive move to the upside. And we can kind of measure the previous impulsive move. If we look at this, we drop the fibs on right here, we've got this low, and this prime example of going green is a retracement to the previous high. So we came down, went red, broken above, see you later. We actually got 786 fib retracement, up to that point. If we drop the measuring tool from here, when we broke inside, it was a beautiful opportunity to ride Bitcoin up 164%. And again, when we came down here and we lost this low here and we went red, we retraced into this side. Once we took it out, we was in a beautiful impulsive move to the upside, and this is a measurable move as well. I think this absolutely melted faces this impulsive move. We got all the way up to the 2 fib and just beyond almost the 2.272 fib there. The high, the low, you broken the red, went green, impulsive move to the upside. Okay, so once this broke this red here and stayed inside it and went green, it was a beautiful move from there all the way up of around about, what is that? Complete move of 858%. Now I'm not going to say you're looking at a massive impulsive like that that we got here from 2020 V-shaped recovery through the Gaussian, broke out above and we looked beautiful going forward. It's a possibility, but I don't think we're going to get something like that, to be honest with you. There's a possibility we're going to get something like this, okay, where we start to see Bitcoin coming up and taking out the Gaussian. But obviously it's not happened yet. I'm getting a bit too excited, a bit ahead of myself. We are closing above key resistance zone. This is what I've always said to you. If you start to take out key resistances and see the closing above, then you're kind of validating where you came from as being the bottom, okay. And we can't ignore the data. There's lots of data down here that are telling us that this sort of area is a really good area for Bitcoin to call the bottom, okay. Obviously the invalidation is if we start to come back down now through all the EMAs like I'm showing you on a weekly time frame, closing below the 20, if we start to see them things, and you're negating this potential impulsive move off the lows. Look at this impulsive move. You've got clear, beautiful impulsive move off the lows, melted faces, consolidated, took off. This is melting faces, potential consolidation before taking off again. And it's going to catch everybody off guard, isn't it? This big move for Bitcoin. But this is exactly what it did at the end of 2018, ramped up into the mid-year 2019. So, in correlation with this, we have to see certain things in other charts. Like I said to you, the DXY breaking down and bearish crosses. So a lot of work to do. Don't want to get too excited, but the potential is we're here. We're rallying to the 55 on the Gaussian, and right now we're on it. Like I said to you a few weeks ago, if we can sort of maintain this, stay inside the Gaussian, the more we see closes inside it, the better you're building the chances of this actually being the bottom, and then boom, you're going to break out, and everyone's just going to be caught off guard. So let's say, for example, we was to retrace to the 786 from this low. We did bottom last year in November, and we're retracing up, and we're looking at a minimal 786 fib retracement. You're looking at 50k, aren't you? So you're looking at a very rinse repeat scenario to this. Let's drop the bars pattern on from this bottom all the way to the top, and you can see if you get a big impulsive move like that off a low, you know, boom, you're up there on the 786 by mid-year, basically, you know, and that's going to catch everyone off guard. And at that point, you know, you could actually just put in a bigger impulsive move that takes out that high and you get up here to the 1272, because there is a theory, and I've had this for a very long time, that we're in extended cycle theory, and I think that possibly, you know, we've not necessarily been in this sort of big, massive traditional bear market where you've come down 85% drawdown like you did in this bear market like this. Let me show you from this high to this top. And again, this is theory based. So it's around about 84% correction. And I think from this top here all the way to the bottom, so far, what have we done? Roughly 77%. So it's not actually been as deep or big as previous bear markets. So if we do start to break out here and take this out, there is a slight chance, a possibility, that from this low here, this has just been one big macro move for Bitcoin. And what we've got here, and I've spoken about it so many times, is a clear 1. This is a wave 2. This is a monster wave 3. You've got your big irregular wave 4 correction that's came back down and bottomed, and right now you're looking at a massive impulsive move to sort of finish this cycle off, okay? And this is why you've not had this massive traditional bear market here. Obviously, to invalidate this scenario that I'm looking at, you've got to come down, you've got to lose a wave 1 high. This is something I've always been telling you for many, you know, since this started to break down. It says, look, this is a possible scenario that we've got this big correction coming back down to the wave 1 high, a wave 4 correction. Once it's done, you are going to see some kind of explosive move like we did there, and potentially here. So if that is the case, you know, and we have found a bottom here and we're beginning this explosive move and we start to come up and we ramp up through the EMAs and we start to do something like this and take out the 5-day Gaussian, where could we possibly go to, you know, by the end of the year, early 2024, which lines up with my extended cycle theory that, you know, from peak to peak we're increasing 2 years. I've gone through this with you. Then we could be looking at a minimum 1272 fib, and that would be the 100k Bitcoin, okay? At that point, you know, who knows what happens. But obviously, it's theory-based. Nothing's going to happen with a certainty. This is why I've always said to you, I've not got a crystal ball. There's no guarantees. It's all about support and resistance. But we have to see key levels of resistance start to be taken out for me to actually absolutely confirm the bottom. And this is a possible scenario that we've got this final 5th wave missing of this big macro move here that started in 2018, you know. And I think that once this is done, if it's complete, and the thing is, we have to see this all-time high, we have to see this high taken out before the Bitcoin halvening, because then that, you know, invalidates the cycle theory that we're just in 4-year cycles where we start to see an all-time high after the halvening, okay? And the next halvening, I think, is sometime mid-2024. So if we see an all-time high before the next halvening, then this theory of mine that I've been going on about for a very long time, and again, no guarantees, it's came true, hasn't it? You know, so right now, what does Bitcoin need to do that? Well, you need to come up here, take out all these resistance points, absolutely take off into space, and then you're looking at 1272 fib up there over 100k when people least expecting it, and then boom, you've got this big massive macro wave 1, and I think you're looking at a big ABC wave 2, and then boom, you know, further down the line. It's a possibility, you know, but again, no guarantees. To invalidate that right now, Bitcoin has to roll, come down, sweep that wave 1 high, and then boom, you've got this massive horrible, heinous bear market that has just lasted for so long, you know, and the bottom could absolutely be anywhere. So hold on tight, you know, we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of resistance to get through. We're not kind of confirming the absolute bottom for me at the moment, but we are putting in a legwork for that confirmation. So let's dive into the 4-hourly chart to see what we can see for Bitcoin. So looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame, then we have got a lovely little breakout of a potential flag. Okay, so unless it's some kind of A, B, C wave, and this is an irregular high, we have got some kind of flag breakout here. We're caught up in a flag, and boom, we're breaking out. And on the breakout, we've got a bit of sell pressure just there on the 4-hourly time frame, but we're coming back down to the neckline in the EMA's support. So if we can hold this neckline as support, this is a fantastic area to go long right now on Bybit with your stop loss on the previous swing low, because this will invalidate this potential breakout. So right now you could be looking at a beautiful little long entry. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Where is it? Just there. So right now, go long with your stop loss all the way down on the swing low, all the way to the 25k and the breakout target, that green line. So you could be looking at around about 9% long opportunity on Bybit with a really tight stop loss down here on that swing low to invalidate this, okay? So this is riding the waves. Like I said to you, if you get the break, fall back to support, confirm the break, then you could be looking at another break, okay? So this, for me, if we do start to see this for Bitcoin, you know, I'd have to get really excited about the bottom being in here, because you are sort of taking off into space. You are breaking out key resistance points. There are certain things I still need to see in the chart, obviously, before I can jump up and down, but you really are breaking out. And like I said to you here, if we look at the weekly time frame, if we do start to see this for Bitcoin, okay, let me get rid of that just there. If we do start to see this for Bitcoin, you know, getting back up here taking out that high, taking out 55 EMA and breaking this green line here is something I've been targeting for a very long time as a confirmation statement for the bottom. You know, the whole way down here, I've said to you, if you can take out this green line, you know, historical data shows us that that is just an amazing opportunity. Run into resistance, fall back to support, confirm the break, see you later. So what we're looking for as a potential scenario is some kind of impulsive wave 1 off the lows with a big corrective wave 2. If this holds support and starts to go again, that's your entry point, you know, that's your confirmation statement. I've always said this to you. So I wish everyone the utmost luck. You know, we are breaking out. Hopefully it's not some kind of bull trap. We need to see the follow through. We've got positivity with the 5-day Gaussian closing twice inside of it now. So that is data that we can't ignore. There's been multiple data signals at the bottom here as well, telling us that the potential bottom is in, but we need to see the follow through for Bitcoin and invalidate this sort of double top drop scenario that is obviously on the cards as well, okay? So it's riding the waves. In a minute, if we can start to hold this as support, this neckline, then I think this is a beautiful little long up here, okay, and we're looking at that resistance point 25k, and I think that could begin to really confirm the bottom here for the CoinsKid crew, okay. And I just think going forward, if we start to see the breakdown in DXY as well, the def cross is, you know, we're getting confirmation the bottom's in, and we could be looking at a massive impulsive move this year for crypto, which is something I've been anticipating, because, you know, I'll zoom out again, I do apologize, but something I've been anticipating is that we've just been in this cycle. We've got 1 year appreciation, 1 year depreciation, 1 year appreciation, 1 year depreciation, you know, and we've got this sort of final 1 year appreciation. And this is why we never had this kind of big blow off top in this cycle, because it's yet to come. It's an absolute possibility until we lose the wave 1 high. And this is something I've always been, you know, drumming on about for a very long time since we began to break down here, you know. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that update. Remember, you can do all this, you can go long, you can spot buy, you can short, whatever. But right now, for me, I think we could be in a lovely little long opportunity here of a bull flag up towards 25k. We're breaking out, bit of sell pressure, coming back to the neckline of support. So again, this is just trying to find patterns and trying to ride the waves. This could be a beautiful little bull flag up to 25k with your stop loss on this swing low, okay? I wish everyone the utmost luck. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.